My name is Shirley Reasor, and I'm the director of Don Reasor's Art Collection. Don Reasor was a published artist. He trained under W. Wilson in the Bessemer Technical College, and this was years ago. And inspirational painting is what he best described his art as, because he went from his background from the South all the way up to the current day of doing oil paintings. He loved to paint, he loved to draw, he loved to sketch, and he never thought he was as good as he is. He never did. But he's an excellent artist, and his work just flows. And it really talks. It speaks to people, about our heritage, and he loved that type of thing. He loved to talk about it, but he was not a public speaker. He had to speak at the Fox about his art, and I didn't think he was going to make it through. But he's a beautiful artist. He would start on a canvas, and most artists would start with little sketches, and he would start with a sketch, but then all of a sudden he would just start slinging paint all over the canvas, and he'd pull people out, and he'll say, "You see that one?" And he'll pull them out, and I didn't see anything until he pulled them out. But he's an excellent artist. He was an excellent artist. He could entertain any room. And if you didn't want to hear anything bad about yourself or anybody else, don't ask him the question because he's going to tell you the truth. And that was my husband for 30 years, and we had a lot of fun together. We worked in the business together, and that's where I am today. Okay, Don's first painting that when he went into business and had published was Cakewalk, 1898. And my sister worked in the Renaissance Center, and she went to a gallery. It was in the basement there. It was a European gallery. And the lady was telling her, "I wish I had some African American art because that's really, really popular." So she said, "Yeah, my brother-in-law is an artist." So she called and told me, and I told him about it, and he was like, "Oh, okay, okay." But he went to Washington first and everywhere else to get everybody's approval on this artwork. When he came back, I told him, I said, "Well, you have an appointment to see her today." And he fussed and he fussed, but he made it down there. And she just had a fit about it. And she said, "When are you going to have some prints?" So he said, "In about a couple of weeks." So he took the prints down there, and that gallery, she said, she sold so much artwork down there. She sold so much to the police, to everybody, judges, everybody. Everybody. It was a clerk at the county building, and it was just, I think it just blew him away. He was happy, but it just blew him away. So then what topped it off was a Decor magazine. That's a trade magazine, top trade magazine for art. Uh, Henry Stallings' gallery had some of his art, and he went to that trade show, showed it to Decor magazine. This is his first art piece. Headlined the whole article in that magazine. Headlined the whole article. So then he got his confidence. Then the next piece was a Paradise Valley. That's what he came back with. This is a Paradise Valley. This is one of Don's most popular oil paintings. It's a 36 by 48 oil on canvas. This was featured. Coleman Young had one of his prints hanging in his hall before he passed. In his auction at Dumichel Gallery, one print sold for $4,000. This print was also featured in Decor magazine, one of the major trade magazines in art. It has been in a lot of collections. It is one piece that's down in the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. It has been featured in a lot of collectors' homes. Uh, I can't say enough about it because it is a true piece, and it is a piece of history in the city of Detroit. Paradise Valley was a strip. They called it Black Bottomless Well, and the French named it that for the rich black dirt. There were all sorts of black businesses in Paradise Valley and also Jewish businesses. We all traded together. There were gas stations, hospitals, restaurants, hotels, clubs, nightclubs. And this picture just reflects some of the couples gathered outside waiting to gain entry to the nightclubs and the restaurants. Okay, a lot of the actors and entertainers came to the valley, such as Joe Louis, Dinah Washington. A lot of those people were down there. And it was a friendly place. It was a wholesome place. You could feel comfortable. The policemen assigned to the valley, they partied with the nightclub, with the nightclubbers, and it was really in a peaceful existence because they loved one another and they had a lot of respect for one another, and all the Detroiters seemed to get along down there. So they even had a little mayor that they nominated every few every year. He didn't have any power, but it was just a little authority in Paradise Valley. So we don't have a area like that now. We do have black businesses, but not like we had then. And people, if you want to know anything about the history of Paradise Valley, go to the library, do some reading, and you'll see what this picture is about, what it represents. And when he was painting this picture just brought tears to his eyes because it was just something to see. It was something to see.
Hi, I'm Tegas Walker. I'm co-director of Don Reasor's art collection. And Don Reasor and Shirley Reasor, they're my grandparents, but they raised me, so they're like my mother and father. Well, they are my mother and father. I think it's important for like the younger generation, millennials, to start getting more so invested in art, because it is an investment. So outside of just looking at the art and realizing how beautiful it is and how you can relate to it and what story the artist was trying to pick, it's an investment. And I think it's something that more people are really trying to get more so into. You can think of like Jay-Z and how he bought his, I think it was his driver's painting, and just trying to expose people to new things that we didn't have life in. And especially I want to expose people to artists like such as my father, who kind of told a story about just being black in America and where we started from, and his whole entire collection just shows how we span and how we progress and how we're continuing to progress. And then also just speaking on like the Paradise Valley piece, I think it's important for my generation because I know there are so many young youth within Detroit who are trying to come back and bring like a new version, like a Paradise Valley 2.0 almost, to say, back alive in Detroit. And so it's really good. I just want a way for people to come together, more so people who have black businesses, and learn how we can continue to support each other. And, so we can hopefully look back and, we can get older, build something, and tell like our kids and grandkids like, oh yeah, we helped create this in order to like improve the black community.
It was a little difficult for me to go in the studio and to really work with his art. But, after I got adjusted, and it was too many beautiful pieces that I couldn't just let sit in his studio and not go anywhere. So then a couple of galleries were calling me and asking to buy some pieces, and so I would take them over there. So all of a sudden then I started going, and Tika started pushing me, and a lot of people were saying it's a shame to let his work sit there and not put it back out. So after a while, I went through, I got it all, did all the business part of it. And then it started coming back to me because I worked with him all the time. So it started coming back, what to do, how to do it. I got in touch with his publisher, and he was so happy. He didn't know Don had passed, so he was so happy. I sent him a couple pieces. He sent me some pieces, and we're networking. I started going to our breakfast club and find out where to go, how to get started again. And then it dawned on me how much I really knew about his art and how much about that business. And so it's easy to keep it going because he does have prints on some I will not get prints on. And it's easier now. It's pleasant. It's really, really a pleasant experience, and I really appreciate it. I wish I had listened a lot more to him, what he was telling me back then. But, I'm still learning, and things are newer now. You've got digital, you've got online services and all of that. So we're doing really good with it. But that's how you just keep it going. You have shows, keep it out there.
Yeah, and so I would just add on to that. So, of course, we're getting back more so in galleries that we used to do before. My dad and I, when I was younger, like 3 years old, I used to help him go to different galleries and carry his briefcase with the art and stuff. And so, of course, we're still doing some of those more like older ways where we're going to the galleries, seeing if we can get in museums, auctions, different shows that are going, but also trying to think about how do we do more so like digital. So more things are digital now, and how can we get it out online? How can we use social media and different sites? And so also I would say we want to network with companies such as Black Commerce in order to be able to just put our art out there, and also just a community where people are coming to purchase things from Black-owned companies, and having my dad's artwork on there, because I think that's something that he would like, especially with Paradise Valley being something that was so focused on the importance of Black businesses.